Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Judy and you are watching Running So and So. And today is a very special vlog because I am taking part in the vlogger tour to celebrate 2 years. Yes, you heard it right. 2 years of the incredible app that is Stash Hub. Stash Hub is 2 years old this month and isn't it fantastic? A lovely couple, Doug and Yvette, have set up the ultimate sewing record app. So it's like a digital notebook. That's what it is. It's a digital notebook to store all your patterns. Oh, she says, picking them up and throwing them everywhere. Your patterns, your fabrics. Yes, this is live. Everything is falling on me. There's one about to fall off the edge of the table. Your patterns, your haberdashery, your little pre-cuts, everything you want, your projects to make, your project's done. You have got a digital record forever of everything on Stash Hub, and as a special offer, do check their Instagram. I've got the link below, I've got it just here. If you are not yet a member of Stash Hub, you can get 1 year's membership for half price. So rather than paying £35, you're going to pay £17.50, give or take a few pennies less. So if you have not joined yet, I heartily recommend it. Now, Yvette and Doug have set up a wonderful month of events to celebrate this fantastic achievement. I apologise now for any looking down because I have all the details here on my telephone. I'm not going to waste paper when I could just read it off a screen. That's the whole point of phones and electronic notebooks. It's to become more sustainable so we don't have bits of paper lying around. I used to write everything on the back of an old envelope. Right, so the challenge is along the bottom here. So to celebrate 2. 2 of what? It is their cotton anniversary. And cotton is what is traditionally used to celebrate 2 years. I know this because my son and daughter-in-law have just celebrated 2 years of marriage, and my lovely son, using everything in Rachel's embroidery stash, created a beautiful little pendant that said the date that they got married, and he tried to replicate some hops. I'm not going to include a picture, that's personal to them, but it was absolutely beautiful. And he was trying to use it without asking for mum's help, but he had to do. So there you go, Stash Hub is the same age as the length of my son's marriage, which is fantastic, and their birthday is the beginning of November and Tristan and Rachel's wedding anniversary is towards the end of October. So I feel very, very honoured to be doing this year. So what is the challenge? Well, the challenge is to try and sew something using 2 meters or a little bit less of cotton. Now, there are various types of cotton. You could have your cotton poplin, your cotton lawn, your 100% quilting cotton. You could use a cotton jersey, a cotton blend. This is a cotton canvas. It is curtaining material. I'm going to come to it in a minute. Now, as with all these challenges, there are a variety of wonderful sponsors. I'm going to put up a picture here that Yvette has provided for us of some of the sponsors, and can I just say thank you ever so much to each and every one of them for agreeing to sponsor such a fantastic challenge to celebrate 2 years of this fantastic app. Now, during the month of November, you can put your makes up on Instagram using hashtag #Sew2Celebrate2 and tagging Stash Hub. All the details will be in the description box below. It's very simple. So 2 meters. Now, I have looked at various things. Finding something that is exactly 2 meters is a little bit tricky. So I'm going for the slightly less than 2 meters. And of course, the first thing here is what I'm wearing. And I am wearing, and I made this using a scrap in my stash a couple of years ago. And this is a See You at 6 French terry, which of course is cotton, and it is the adorable Linden sweater from Grainline Studios. And if you've never made a Linden, you make a Linden using anywhere between maybe 1.2 to just over 2 meters of fabric. I heartily recommend, if you've never made this particular pattern, that you could make it. I was thinking, I'm wearing a Linden. I can make a Linden in less than 2 meters of fabric. I've got to find the pattern. So I found the pattern. It was up here on my shelf of patterns that I use a lot. So I am going to start with suggest. I've been and raided my stash. Because this is Stash Hub, I thought everything I make needs to come out of my stash. I'm not recommending any patterns that I do not have in my stash. And I'm going to recommend a couple of my favourites. Let's start with the Regalia. The Regalia Blouse by Sew House 7, picture here of the Regalia Blouse. It's me wearing the Regalia Blouse with a pair of free range slacks, which you could get in under 2 meters as well. Beautiful patterns, perfect outfit, absolutely adore it. You can't go wrong with the Regalia Blouse. You can take the collar off. You can add, I did one where I took the collar off and I added braiding around the neck. I've made long sleeve versions. I've made short sleeve versions. You make the version that suits you. As ever with one of the Sew House 7 patterns, remembering Peggy's mantra, a change of fabric can change the whole look of your garment. You can make it workwear, you can make it party wear. So I found this. Now this was given to me. This is the Scoop Pinafore by Sew Different Patterns. And I had a little look in my stash to see what I'd got because it takes just 2 meters. Found some cotton gabardine from Atelier Brunette that I've had in my stash for quite a while. That would make the most beautiful Scoop Pinafore. Now, I'm going to be honest, whether I will get any of these made this side of Christmas, I really don't know. The patterns I'm going to come on to later, I am likely to get made before Christmas. But my November, I don't know what it is about November, is evaporating as I look at it. The next pattern I came up with from my stash was the Tamarack Jacket. Now, I really want to make a Tamarack Jacket. And you can make it and quilt it. But you could also make it in a beautiful jumbo cord. Look at this. I've just got another 2 meters of jumbo cord in my stash. Again, from Atelier Brunette. Isn't that beautiful? I will put links to Atelier Brunette in the description box below. Whether I find the exact fabric and the exact colours, I can't, don't quote me on that. But you could also make the Tamarack Jacket in the Gabardine. You don't have to gather it, to quilt it. You could quilt it and you could knot it, so you could have your backing, you could have your wadding, you could have your toplet, and you can knot it together. So that is literally a double thread going through and a reef knot on top and the ends clipped. Don't see things knotted very often, but oh gosh, if you've got a contrasting thread, that could look absolutely stunning. Now then, moving forward with my ideas for this challenge, I thought I'm going to go for quick items that you could make as a gift. So as Yvette suggests in her launch video, again, I'll put a link to that in the description box. Yvette says, why not combine it with one of the other challenges that's going on this month? And the big one that you remember for this month is, of course, a gift to November. So I have gone through my stash and I have come out with 5 patterns. One is not here because it's actually in a folder behind. I'm going to hold it up for you. And we all know what this is here. This blue one is the brilliant Bestie bag by Blackbird Patterns, BF Patterns. There is a link below, and I have talked about this at length on my YouTube channel. I adore this bag. It is so easy to wear, just across the body. You've got easy access to everything when you're out and about. It was a godsend at the Knitting Stitching Show in Ali Pali earlier this year. Absolutely love it, and I am going to make another one. Another bag that popped up from my stash was this one. This is the Stow Bag, again by Grainline Studios, and it comes in various sizes. You can make a whole range of these, and you could have them for your shopping. You could actually use them as Christmas sacks for children. You could use them as gift bags. You can make them in Christmas cotton. Oh, I said I've got 5 patterns. Actually, yes, I have got 5. I'm going to put these two up, and the link for these in the description box is under just Amy Butler PDF Patterns. Now, I went on to try and find them both, and this one, I'm sorry, but I couldn't find. This is the Frenchy bag by Amy Butler. You might be able to find it if you search on eBay. You might find a copy linked around there. But these are beautiful patterns. This is her weekend bag. This is still available. But if you go on her website, you will see a selection of patterns. You've got different bags, and you've even got cushions and some clothing, all of which you could get out of this magical 2 meters. The last one, of course, has to be the Crescent Tote by Noodle Head. Now, I could list a whole load of Noodle Head patterns, but I don't have them, so they're not in my stash, because the aim is to use what you've got. The Noodle Head bag, if you've not seen it, this is my Noodle Head bag. I'm just going to close the zip on it. I used a scrap of, many years ago, I went through a phase of buying lots of Orini fabric when they used to sell it in Dunelm Mill. This is the one with owls, and as some of you will know, I've got googly eyes on it. Now, I've stopped using it for a while, and we'll go back to using that again later in the year or into 2025. But which fabrics am I going to use? Well, this is where the fun starts, because I've got quite a nice selection. About this one. Again, this is just an ochre coloured standard Orini design. I don't know if Dunelm still do these, I'm really sorry, but these are well and truly in my stash. Now, I think that this would make a Bestie bag with it being a smaller print, as would this one as well. But I've also got the ochre one in orange. Now, it looks very, very, very heavy, but it's absolutely beautiful. So that would make either size of the Bestie bag, because there is a bigger one as well. I do have the pattern for both of them, and then there's the traditional Orini. But this is a big one. Look at this, it's a huge, huge print. It's huge. So it would make one of the tote bags. If you used the Stow Bag for this, you really are going to get the effect of these lovely great big leaves on it. And I mean, there's about 1.20 meters in each of these. So if I made 2 bags, I'd probably use 2 meters. But I think I can enter my bag in the challenge. It's a question of whether I get them made this month or I get them made into next month. The other thing that I'm going to say that you could make is using some of your Christmas fabric. She says looking for Christmas fabric. Now, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm one of these people that seems to gather Christmas fabric. I've had to replace this one this year. If you wanted to make a really good present sack for a child, 2 meters of Christmas cotton or quilting cotton would do the job beautifully. Now, I have waffled at you for quite some time now, and I know I've gone through this quite quickly. I will just refresh the patterns. I am focusing very much on bag making. I'm giving you some suggestions. I don't know whether people have bags in their stash, but the Stow Bag by Grainline, the weekend bag from Amy Butler. Now, this is more structured and it will take you quite some time. It will have lots of different pockets in it and it will require stiffening. The Crescent Tote bag is a lovely, simple make. It does not take long. And if you wanted to just use your 2 meters, you could use the same fabric on the inside as the outside, and that would take you 2 meters. Similarly with the Bestie bag, I used a different fabric on the inside. Had I used the same fabric on the inside as the outside, I think I would have used very nearly 2 meters, and I know for a fact if I do that with the next size up, I will use the 2 meters of fabric. So, I had one other idea. Now, I don't have this pattern. But if you really, because one of the things Yvette suggests is that when you have made your garment, if you're making something out of cotton and you've got little bits left to join together, you could make maybe some patchwork. And then I thought, oh, I don't really want to buy any new patterns. Closet. Now, I was just looking through Helen's Closet patterns. I've recently subscribed to being a Patreon for the Love to Sew podcast, and you can have I have a discount code for Helen's Closet. So I was looking at their site. So if you did this pattern using pieced bits, you would use you could use up all your scraps. If you did it as a solid, you are looking at needing just under the 2 metre mark to do the actual solid bag. I also think it would be quite an interesting bag. I've never made a circular bag before. So that's Helen's Closet. I did notice, not that it's the idea is to do to buy patterns, but if you were interested, if you bought 3 patterns at the moment on Helen's Closet website, you get 20% off. So Helen's Closet website is in the description box below, because I've already done that before I videoed. So on that note, don't forget, post your make made of cotton during November using the hashtag Sew to Celebrate To and tagging Stash Hub in it. Have fun. If you think you can use it for the 2 challenges, tag in a gift to November as well, or any other suitable challenge. And if you've not already joined Stash Hub, and Yvette is not paying me to say this, don't think about it. Is it a good idea to risk 50% off for the first year and see if you like it? Maybe so. I was very lucky. I was one of the first people that signed up, and we got to try it. And then as soon as we had to pay for it, I was straight in there and paid for it. And I don't regret it at all. I've got everything there, and I know what I've got. It's just the little bits, the offcuts like this. And that is a new feature that is coming to the app, putting your offcuts on. So for now, everybody, I hope you have fun thinking of things that you can make for this fantastic challenge. Do head over and check out Stash Hub, and I will see you all again at the end of this week. You've had 2 videos from me in 24 hours. What is the world coming to? I'll see you all again very soon. Take care. Bye.